Brian here from btoby.com. This is the unboxing of the Nikon D600. The D600 is a full-frame FX camera released by Nikon in September 2012. Nikon has released a series of FX cameras in 2012, beginning with the Nikon D4 and followed by the D800 and D800E. The D600 is the most affordable of the three, and it comes out a price tag of $2,099, significantly less than the other two cameras. So this is the first time I have opened this box, and we will take a look at what it holds. We have a warranty card. We have two user manuals, the Spanish and the English. And let's see what we got here. I'll show you. It comes packaged pretty much as every other Nikon is packaged. This is the camera, and this is the accessories. We pull the accessories out. We have the accessories, and we have the camera. You already feel the difference in weight. It's definitely the lightest FX camera I've ever held, and I'm quite familiar with the D700, and by far this feels a lot more compact, and for my size hands it actually feels quite comfortable, especially compared to the D800. The D800 feels a bit more bulky. You can see the release controls the top mode dial, and there's another release to control the shooting mode dial. Two separate release buttons, which is better than what was implemented on the D7000. Now this mimics somewhat of the D7000's controls, which is the DX size sensor, smaller sensor. So this is our first FX camera to have an affordable price, a lightweight package, and yet keep some professional controls similar to the D7000. They didn't skimp out too much, is what I'm trying to say, from Nikon. Pretty happy about that. They have good connectivity, USB, HDMI, GPS port, which has been pretty common amongst cameras. And they also have a headphone jack and microphone jack. On the right side you'll see dual SD slots, similar to the D7000. The controls in the back mimic closer to the D800, I would say, because the live view button is similar to the D800. Now, I'd like to compare this in size to the D800 and the D4. When we consider size of the D600 and compare it to the D800 and the D4, you can clearly see that the D600 is the smallest of the bunch and also the lightest. The D4 is designed for a different personnel, I would say, different type of photographer. This is designed for controls, speed, sports, response. Full controls, full displays, illuminated buttons, just a sheer professional camera, but heavy, bulky, and big. The D800 though is designed for a different person in mind than the D600. The D800 is more of an enthusiast camera, and it is also still designed with professionals in mind. In terms of the weight, the D800 feels about 20% heavier than the D600, and you can notice it right off the bat. In terms of the feel, for those with a slightly bigger hand, the D800 feels a bit better. For somebody like me, I actually like the feel of the D600. The controls are slightly different. As you can see, the mode dial has auto and some scene modes, also some user preference modes. The D800 and the D800E lack this option. They're more designed for P, S, A, and M modes, which are more professional modes with more control. If we look at the actual size though, the width is similar, or I should say the depth of the cameras are quite similar, with the D600 about a couple millimeters shorter. the actual width is smaller as well on the 600 by about 1/2 centimeter. And if we consider the height of these cameras, you can clearly see the D800 is taller. Maybe not in this particular angle, but you can definitely see the difference. And also, if we look at the viewfinders, you can see that the D800 has this round viewfinder that's been adopted since the Nikon D3 of 2007. It's similar to the D4, and the D600 is the first FX camera to adopt more of the square format similar to the D7000. It definitely takes on more of a D7000 feel than a D700 feel or a D800 feel. But you would find it's hard to believe that this is an FX camera when you pick it up. You would feel that it's more in line with the D300 in terms of the size and the weight. It's a nice camera. I'm excited. I'm going to test it against the D4. I'm going to test it against the Nikon D800E. And this video is being recorded on the Nikon D3200, which is also a phenomenal camera, but it's DX. But we'll compare it against these 2012 series releases by Nikon. We're excited about this lineup from Nikon. This is the full frame lineup. You have the D4, the D800, and the D600. The D600 is revolutionary in its sense because it is the first lightweight, almost entry-level camera ever that's full frame to exist. And this is an exciting piece of equipment because it's something you can take with you everywhere, get the high ISO performance, get the depth of field control that you look for in a larger sensor. So this is really nice release from Nikon. We're excited to test it against the D800, against the D4.